Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen AHMADIYYAH'S show. I'm your host, Queen AHMADIYYAH'S, and this is the second dose of your Saturday vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen AHMADIYYAH'S. You can also follow the Queen AHMADIYYAH'S fan page, and you can follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Hello, sexy one, Vina, King 69, Sister Moon, Emperor Rex, Fight for Black, Yusuf, Pearly, Courtney, Silent D is in the house. All right, so let's get ready to get into it, beloveds. Hello, Louise, the Rebel. All right, Joe, I see you. LeVar. All right, Pearly, Fight for Black, China. Okay, Sweet Pea, I see you, beloved. Don't need a man stop telling me I do. I see you. Okay, Double A. So with that all being said, shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone tuned into the Queen. So let's get into it. First things first, before we get into Dave Chappelle, let's talk about this 9-year-old child, 9-year-old black child, by the way, who was got suspended from school for unknowingly eating an edible, okay, a gummy bear that was laced with marijuana. Now, the little girl didn't know there was THC in it. And of course, a 9-year-old doesn't even know what THC is, in fact. And so she was suspended. Now, my question is, was the child who gave it to her suspended too? I'm just curious. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this news report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the commentary. Thank you in advance.
Disappear. When it comes to Sensolin, there are 3 different ways to take it. Option 1 is you can take 1 capsule 15 minutes before each meal to help stabilize your blood sugar.
But first, now on The Factor, a 9-year-old student at Cron Elementary School in Spring suspended after eating that marijuana gummy last week. Mom tells me her child had to be picked up from school on Thursday because of how sick she was.
The school called me and they said that you need to get to the school immediately because Amaya threw up. You need to come and pick her up. So I picked her up. We came home and I did what, you know, of course, any mother would do. I just tried to nurse her back to health. I gave her as much as I could of Pedialyte, Tylenol, crackers, because I thought it was a 24-hour virus.
At that point, you had been told nothing about by the school, about what may have occurred or transpired.
Not at all, no. They only told me that she threw up in class and there was a lot of it. That was the only information that I received. But yeah, when I got her, she came home and, you know, she was asleep for at least 4 hours. She just was in a deep sleep, which was unlike her. Even with the virus, to go to sleep and be in such a deep sleep for so long, so much so that I had to wake her up. And when I nursed her back to health, sort of. So Friday comes around and she wakes up and she's still not feeling well. She's like, I don't want to go to school. I don't feel well, but school is important to me. You know, we have tests coming up. So I said, well, you're not throwing up. Can we just see if you can make it through the day? She says, yes, Mama, we can try. So the day goes by, nothing, no phone call from the school, not even from the nurse. So I assume her day went well. She come home, she looks normal. I said, how was your day? And she said, it was okay. It wasn't until 5:00, 5:30 Friday when I received a phone call from the principal. 5:00 on a Friday evening was very weird to me. So I answered it and she immediately says, I'm calling to talk to you about Amaya's symptoms from Thursday. She went home and threw up at school, right? I said, yes, ma'am. And I proceeded to give her the symptoms of what she had. So, okay, well, I have Officer so-and-so here. He's with me. And the reason that we're calling you is because Amaya took some or ate some THC edible candy. Oh, I didn't know this. This was all new to me. And apparently it was new to them because they had no idea as well. And she was just calling to verify her symptoms because she wanted to make sure that she actually ate it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yes, those were her symptoms. She said, well, it does sound like she ate it. So what I'm calling for is to let you know that since she did eat that on campus, now these were her words at the time. She said that we're going to have to expel her she'll have a 3-day expulsion with DEAP schooling afterwards. At the time, we didn't know how long the DEAP, she said that will be determined later. And
okay, but let's stop right there. Your daughter gets candy laced with THC from some other child at the school.
Right.
But then the school principal calls you to tell you your child will be expelled.
Absolutely.
Now, how does that make sense?
I was trying to make it make sense when I was on the phone with her and the officer, and I couldn't make it make sense for myself. Yeah, so even sitting there as we were discussing, she was just telling me her disciplinary action that she needed to take for Amaya. She said, I have to do this. I have to do a disciplinary action. I say, why? My question was why? Why do you have to? And she said, because she ate the candy. And per code of conduct, if you eat it, you have to have a consequence or, some sort of disciplinary action. I said, well.
And Angela, we would assume your daughter didn't know that, and what would a 9-year-old know about THC and drugs, that she's eating candy laced with drugs?
Absolutely. Well, that's where I went first. I was like, but I gave the school the benefit of the doubt. And I said, well, let me talk to Amaya. Let me get her account of what happened. Because I can say that she didn't know, but I need to hear her and see her and talk with her and see, her reaction, her response, and how this happened. And that's when I knew she had no idea what she was eating, when she ate it. It was given to her by a friend, and it could have been given to another student, but Amaya was the one that ended up with it. Mm-hmm. And she did eat it in the bathroom, Isaiah. And I'm going to tell you this. She ate it in there because her teacher doesn't allow candy, outside candy or inside candy, in the classroom. She was honest enough to say, Mom, I wanted that piece of candy right then. And I went in the bathroom and I ate it. I didn't know anything else about whatever was on it. It was a piece of sour candy rope.
Now, you also wanted to verify that your daughter had drugs in her system, so you took her to a minor emergency room and you had a toxicology test or a drug test done. And what were the results?
We went Friday after the phone call with the principal, because that was at this point the best thing to do after I contacted CPS. We went to the urgent care. Urgent care did a urinalysis on her. It came back they walked back in within a minute. She's positive. And, I have the paperwork. She's positive for marijuana. And it was a list of things, but marijuana was the only one that she was positive for.
And how does that leave you feeling as a mother, knowing somehow your child got marijuana in her system at 9 years old?
At 9, I have a mix of emotions. I'm upset mainly by the way that the school is treating this. I am fearful of what this could do to her in the future. Like, yeah, we're adults, adult, you can your body is, done developing or whatever the case is. Her reaction from that, who knows what the future holds as far as her health wise. It's just a mix of emotions. I mean, some people say she knows, and it's just so much going on and so much. I have just a mix of emotions, but right now the main one is anger.
the way the school district or the school has treated your daughter. Now, they went from expulsion to now suspension for a day.
Absolutely. I went to the school today to speak with the principal because, like I said, I never had a meeting with her. She didn't even request a meeting. I gave her until 10 a.m. today to call me just to come in so I could speak with her personally about the situation. She never called. So I just went to the school and I spoke with her and I said, well, the first thing I want to ask is she expelled or is she suspended? Because I know the difference as well as everyone else, but I can only go by what she said. And she said expelled over the phone. But when I got there today, she said I didn't say that. I said suspended for 3 days with DAP initially, and then I changed it to 1 day suspension. Okay, I won't go back and forth. I didn't go back and forth. You want to change it? That's fine. As long as she's not expelled, I'm okay. But that's what the initial thing she said the consequence was going to be.
So how's your daughter doing now?
She's much better. Like she's very active, is what I can say. She's kind of bouncing around. She's more than normal.
Mhm.
I was complaining of stomach aches, but we kind of got past that. She's been eating better. She's doing better than Thursday. Thursday, she had me very, very scared because I did not know what was wrong with her.
Robert.
Okay, so here's the problem I have with the way the mother handled that. For one, she went to the school to speak to the principal directly because she thought that the child was expelled. Now, she did say that once she found out she was suspended for a day, she was okay with that. Why is she okay with that? You should not be okay with that because at the end of the day, what you should want to know is who the child is that gave her this substance. And also, did that child receive any consequences? Well, here's the thing. Had she asked about that, what consequences, if any, the other child who gave it to her would have received, I'm sure they would have told her what they always say. We can't divulge that information due to privacy reasons, right? But here's the thing. Her daughter told her she got it from a friend. Her daughter surely knows that child's name. And so with that all being said, she, the mother, should have gone to the police department and filed a complaint against that child's parents. Because where did that child who gave it to her child get that from in the first place? And it could have been something much more detrimental than marijuana. Okay? Now the question is, pay attention. The school called her the next day or that Friday and said that the child had taken a marijuana-laced piece of candy, a gummy bear or whatever. Well, here's the thing. How did the school know that the candy was laced with marijuana? You have to question that. How did they know? She ate it in the restroom. She got sick and went home. Even if she told them, I ate a piece of candy, how did they know that candy had marijuana in it? I'm so glad you asked, because likely the little devil who gave it to her in the first place, maybe they gave it to someone else as well. And even if not, somehow, some way, they knew that somebody was giving out marijuana-laced candy. That's what they knew. So was that child expelled? And were their parents arrested? Because they should have been. That's all I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure the other little child was the complexion for protection. And this mother is absolutely foolish to sit there and say, I'm okay with that. Why would you be okay with your child being suspended or expelled or whatever for something that she had nothing to do with? I mean, she ate the candy, yes, but she didn't know it had THC in it. She, in fact, doesn't know what that is. And the other child who gave it to her, of course, likely didn't know it had THC in it, perhaps. I mean, they're 9 and 10 years old, but they got it from somewhere. Now, they likely got it from home. And with that all being said, more should have been done about this whole scenario, honey. Why is that lady not going to the police and filing a whole report against that child's parents? I'm just curious, okay? And at the end of the day, if they were so willing to punish her child and didn't bother to punish the child who gave her the candy in the first place, that speaks volumes. So I'm just saying, honey. And what I would also do is not only file charges against that child's parents, because when your children are minor, you're absolutely responsible for any nefarious acts that they commit. Okay? I would also sue the school, because at the end of the day, you send your child to school to be in their care and their supervision. And if your child consumes candy that's laced with drugs at the school, on the school grounds, and the school isn't trying to find out who gave it to them and how it got there and all of that, then they're absolutely negligent as far as I'm concerned. And in the divided snakes, you can sue for anything. So I would definitely be suing them. Even if I lost, I'd sue them based on principle, just to prove my point. Okay? This is all so crazy. Now, she's being too lax about this as far as I'm concerned, honey. She should have done a whole lot more. Okay? Now, when the principal said she was going to bring it down to 1 day suspension, and pay attention, when she first spoke to the lady, she said, I have to give her consequences, as in specifically her child. I'm just saying, honey, you already know who probably gave it to her and where it actually came from. And that's why they didn't say anything about that or that other child. So anyway, honey, this woman is just not thinking clear as far as I'm concerned. Because she should have done a whole lot more. Don't need a man stop telling me I do says, I am surprised the hospital did not report there, because usually hospital is going to report something when the child is abused in any way, anything you know. Well, she likely let them know that the child had consumed it at school and what the principal and all of that did. That's all that was. And they likely called the school to verify it. That's the only reason they didn't do anything to her, because they likely knew that she wasn't the culprit. But at the end of the day, the fact that she went and got her child, had a toxicology report done, or had the child's, not a toxicology report, but had the child tested or whatever, at the end of the day, that would have been her proof that she needed to go down to the police station and file a report. But like I said, I'm still curious as to how the principal, the teacher, and what other staff, the officer who was there included, I'm just curious as to how they knew there was marijuana in that candy. Because somebody obviously told them something. Somehow they came to that conclusion. Okay? Because the little girl didn't tell them that. She just got sick, and she likely told them she ate some candy, but that wouldn't mean that the candy had marijuana in it or anything else. Somebody told them something, and they know a whole lot more than they're telling her, the mother that is. And she's not pursuing it as, as she should, as far as I'm concerned. So that's just all crazy. End of the day, honey. Y'all better start homeschooling your kids, because I'm telling you right now, it's gummy bears laced with THC, but who knows what's going to be next. All right. So anyway, and here's further proof of the nefariousness. Now listen to this. And this is a whole separate story. There was a parent who was arrested, and I do believe that he was Caucasian. He was arrested because his child took gummy candy, marijuana-laced gummies to school, gummy bears or whatever. So I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this report as well. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. Thank you in advance.
Possibly do for yourself. Just take one capsule of Flourishil 50 probiotics every day, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your gut health improves.
A father facing charges in connection to Friday's incident, I should say, Windermere Elementary School in Upper Arlington, where 5 kids were taken to the hospital. We thank you for joining us on NBC4 at 5. I'm Brad Johansson.
I'm Jennifer Bullock. Police say the students ate a high-dose marijuana gummy at lunch after a girl thought they were leftover Easter candy. NBC4's Anna Hoffman live tonight at the school. Anna, what kind of charges is this parent now facing?
Jennifer, 43-year-old Scott McCree is facing charges including endangering children, possession of drugs, and obstruction. I spoke with a local pediatrician today to see how marijuana can really affect kids. He says the really scary part about this whole situation is how the marijuana edibles resemble real candy and snacks.
50 milligrams is a big dose.
That's how much THC was in each edible gummy eaten by 5 Windermere Elementary School students Friday. Upper Arlington police say the child found the edibles in their kitchen, thought they were Easter candy, and brought them to school to share.
So kids of all ages, when they see a pill, they may not necessarily think to try it, but when it looks like a cookie or it looks like a little gummy candy, they have no thoughts other than eat it.
After eating the gummies, the kids started feeling nauseous and hallucinogenic. They were taken to Nationwide Children's Hospital.
A kid with that size, first time getting that big dose, yeah, that's going to affect them a lot different than, say, the parent who maybe that has been taking this for regularly for 2 or 3, 4 or more years.
Police say the gummies belong to one of the kids' parents, Scott McCree. He says he bought the gummies in Colorado back in 2018 and uses them for a medical condition. He also says he normally stores them in his bedroom, but on Friday, he accidentally left them downstairs.
It's access, no different than, if you've got cigarettes laying around or if you've got beers in the fridge or a bottle of liquor in the cabinet. These are not things that kids should have access to, and the more of those we have around the house, just the easier it is for them to kind of stumble upon them.
Upper Arlington school officials assure me that all the kids are doing okay. McCree is set to appear in court in May. Local for you in Upper Arlington, Anna Hoffman, NBC4.
Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure that 42 or 43-year-old father who was responsible for his child taking those gummies to school was of the complexion for protection, because I don't know anyone that looks like me who has my complexion whose name is Scott. Pay attention. All right. And also pay attention to the fact that they didn't show his mug shots. All right. Enough said. Now, this happened in Georgia. Again, Florida and Georgia, they're running neck and neck for the nefariousness. Pay attention. And so this crazy, foolish woman, I don't know if it's the venom or not, but people are clearly acting crazier than usual. This woman shot a teenager in the face because of road rage. I'm going to share my screen. Louise said, that's right, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Cassandra said, show him. Honey, that's what the devils are not going to do, honey. They're on code.
Teenage girl in the face in a weekend road rage incident. The Douglasville Police Department turned to social media for the public's help in tracking the suspect down.
A judge denied bond for 30-year-old Brittany Griffith at her first appearance this morning. Tonight, as Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo reports, we're learning shocking new details about the incident.
Well, Douglasville police tell us it all started as road rage over the weekend. They say here on I-20, Brittany Griffith shot the teen girl in the face. Police now tell us that in the back seat of the suspect's car, her 3 children, the youngest, 4 years old.
They found a 17-year-old female gunshot victim. She had been shot in the face.
Douglasville police say this woman is 30-year-old Brittany Griffith of Temple. One of the people in the car she allegedly shot at snapped this photo while riding eastbound on I-20.
Somewhere around the Highway 5 area, the suspect pulled up beside the victim's vehicle and fired at least one shot into the vehicle, striking the 17-year-old female.
Investigators say it's not clear how all of this began, but they believe Griffith was stalking the victim's car for about 15 miles Saturday afternoon.
One of the occupants of the victim's vehicle took a cell phone photo of the suspect's face, a really good, clear photo. We put that photo on social media, and within minutes, we received numerous calls identifying who the suspect was.
She turned herself in Sunday night. Griffith faces 4 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a gun during a felony. She also faces 3 counts of child cruelty because police say her 3 kids, ages 4 to 9, were in the back seat throughout the whole ordeal.
This makes it clear you don't know what people have in their cars, and you don't know what type of emotional state they're in during these incidents. So it's really important to try and get away from them.
And miraculously, police tell us that the 17-year-old girl who was shot is listed in stable condition. As for Griffith, on Monday, a judge denied her bond, meaning that she will have to stay behind bars until her next hearing. In Douglasville, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Now, Vince I Am says, I was misled by someone who thought who I thought was a friend at the time. Those coffee shops in the dam don't sell extra coffee. So before that comment, Vince said that he ate a chocolate brownie while he was in Amsterdam, and that was enough to teach him a lesson. I bet it was, Vince. Okay. Gots to be more careful, beloved. Fight for Black said, Queen, what country is that? I'll make sure I don't go anywhere near Douglas. Oh, what county is that? I'll make sure I don't go anywhere near Douglasville. Right. Okay. What county is Douglasville? I can't recall, honey. I can't recall. But anyway, honey, people are crazy. Now, she shot somebody in the face, and just imagine, had the passenger in the vehicle with the victim not snapped that picture, she likely would have gotten away with it. You done shot some child in her face, idiots. Okay? Probably disfigured, may need plastic surgery. Who knows? I wonder what even condition the poor child is in. Oh, so crazy, honey. The Rebel said Vince was sleeping good off the edible. I bet he was, honey. I'll bet he was. All right? So now let's talk about Dave Chappelle, honey, because Dave Chappelle actually went and met his attacker. Okay? Actually went and met him because he wanted to ask the man why he did what he did. And so I think the man's excuse was all bullshit and all cap, if you ask me. Another thing is, this guy is a so-called rapper. And his music sounds terrible. Trust me, I've heard it. And he actually did a song called Dave Chappelle. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason he says he did all this. But you know what I think the reason is? I think he's a whole stalker. You know, some of these stalkers, especially those who stalk celebrities, they try to hurt them. Like the man who killed John Lennon. Okay? Yeah. Like the man who was stalking Jodie Foster back in the day. Like the man who murdered Rebecca Schaefer. These were all stalkers. And they wanted to hurt these people. And I think that's what his problem was. All right? And so at a secret comedy show in Los Angeles last night, May the 5th, Dave Chappelle shared more details about his experience of being attacked on stage earlier this week. Now, he was performing at the Hollywood Bowl on Tuesday night, May the 3rd, as part of the Netflix Is a Joke Festival, when a man rushed onto the stage and attacked him, carrying a replica handgun fitted with an ejectable knife blade. Now, immediately after the altercation, the attacker was identified as 23-year-old Isaiah Lee. He was detained by security and removed from the scene. Chappelle yesterday revealed at a stand-up set at the Comedy Store that he had convinced the Los Angeles police to allow him to enter the room where Isaiah Lee was being held. He said, I needed to talk to him. Now, the comedian says that he asked Lee what provoked his attack, after which Lee told Dave Chappelle that, and Dave Chappelle, by the way, said the man appeared to him to be mentally ill. But he said the man told him a story about his grandmother from Brooklyn who had been forced to leave her neighborhood because of gentrification. Chappelle also described a touching moment he shared with his, hold on, did I skip something? Okay, yeah, said that his grandmother was forced to leave her neighborhood because of gentrification. Chappelle said that as far as he understood it, the attack was meant to draw attention to her hardship. So you want to draw attention to the fact that your grandmother had to move out of her residence because of gentrification. So in order to do so, you run up on stage with a whole knife and attack Dave Chappelle. Please make that make sense. How is that drawing attention? Because nobody even knew anything about his grandmother or the fact that she had to move due to gentrification. And nor would we even know right now had Dave Chappelle not wanted to go and speak to him and ask him his motive. Honey, that's all bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, I think that man was a whole nefarious stalker who had one of those ideas in his mind to hurt the very person that he was stalking, as many stalkers do. Now, Chappelle also described a touching moment that he shared with his son in the moments after the attack. He says his son hugged him and said, Dad, I love you. Thursday's performance was attended by celebrities such as Kim Kardashian, Sean Diddy Combs, rapper Yasin Bey, and comedian Jeff Ross. And they talk about Chris Rock, who also got up there and cracked that joke or whatever about Will Smith. Let me tell you something, honey. You know, Fight for Black said, I don't think he's FBI. He may not be. He really didn't look like it to me either. Trisha said another stupid ass excuse. Exactly. The Rebel said, Queen, there's multiple ways to go viral. That ain't one of the sharpest tools in the shed. Let me tell you something. Like I said, the story did go viral, yes, but that didn't draw any attention to his grandmother's plight. So why was that his idea to do so? I don't believe one word of that. And at the end of the day, if Dave Chappelle had not had the presence of mind to go and sit down and meet him face to face, to in fact ask him why he did it, no one still would know anything about his grandmother being removed from her residence due to gentrification. Okay, I'm gonna need him to make that make sense, and I'm sure that he cannot. All right, that is all BS. Okay, that is all BS. Afro Samurai said, was there metal detectors? Honey, I have no idea. There usually are when you go to those type of venues. Like I told you, they usually conduct extensive searches. They check your pockets, your purses, any bags that you may be carrying, and they often even make men take off their caps or hats so they can look underneath. So how he got that in there, it's beyond me. Clearly suspect. But at the end of the day, that story he told us to why he did it, honey, I'm not buying that with an EBT card on it. So he can clearly miss me with that. Okay? Kenya F said, where's the pink hoodie? Where is the pink hoodie at? Right. Okay. So anyway, Chris said the bussy boule sits him. I don't know, honey. But like I said, that I told you on the beginning, it could have been because he was upset about the jokes Dave told on his Netflix special. I mean, he was wearing nail polish. So I don't know if he's part of the LGBTQIA community or not, but that also could have been a motive. I believe it's either that or the fact that he's a whole stalker. I mean, like I said, he did a rap song called Dave Chappelle. Okay? Let me see if I can find that song, honey. It sounds like a hot mess. I'm going to see if I can find it. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Let me see here. Hold on, I'm trying to find the song. I can't remember where I saw that, but it was clearly a hot mess. Let's see if this is it. And they did say that the song is on some streaming platform, by the way. So even if I can find it, honey, you all can go on there and listen to it. And they say he's kind of popular too. Let me see if this is it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Let me check one more place. Here it is right here, beloveds. Hold on. Let me share my screen. At least I think this is it. Hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. I might have spoken too soon. Let me see. Okay, I think this is it on the Shade Rooms page. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. If you enjoy the commentary. Thank you in advance.
Let me just suck you a joke. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, let me just suck you a joke. Let me just walking the remote. Oh yeah. Oh, let me just suck you a joke.
Okay. I couldn't make out hide nor tail of what he was saying, but it sounded egregious. Okay, pay attention. Terry says, "Lord have mercy." And then Sweepy says he's part of the food community. Vince I Am said, hold on. Vince I Am said, "Sean, just expect your arms to be deformed." Okay, please, honey. Teeny's T said, "All this stuff is for attention." Louise said, "Prison babble." L. Brown said, he sounds worse than Young Thug. Vince I Am said, "Looks like he needs something called talent." Like the Queen. Thank you, beloved. Honey, that's all a hot mess. Okay? Fight for Black said, "I can imagine Thanos in this fool in the Bussy verse." The Rebel said, "Please play your song next. I need to clean my ears from that." Who told him he can rap? Dark-skinned brother said, "Damn shame. Y'all are just terrible." Okay. I see you said, "Got Black folks always a distraction?" Shaking my head. Anyway, honey, that's all I have for now. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Make sure you like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the commentary. Click the notification bell. Click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for your Sunday vitamins. And also, hold on. Fight for Black says, "Queen, please read with Terry Jones said." Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find the comment, beloved. Let me see if I can find it. You all are too much. Dr. Strange keeps pulling these dudes from the Bussy verse. First of all, who coined that nefarious phrase, the Bussy verse? Y'all are absolutely too much, honey. Brandon says, "You know who got lyrics? You know who got fire lyrics? I do. You do. Because these fools got me going nuts. Cashews. Dave ain't going no damn where. This is my remix to your track, Queen. I love it." Thank you, beloved. So you caught that wordplay when I said cashew? All right. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, I'm going to conclude the broadcast. Everyone enjoy the rest of this evening, and I hope to see you all in the next chat. All right? With that all being said, peace. Oops, wrong video.
In order for you and me to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn Well, had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
AHMADIYYAH.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
AHMADIYYAH.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
AHMADIYYAH.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
AHMADIYYAH. Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen. I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
AHMADIYYAH.
So the only way we're going to get